All right, so the first thing we want to do is that new tower that we made, this the woodcut. Okay, so this here, this one generates coins, but the issue is the pivot of this is incorrect. So I'll show you what I mean. Let me play the scene. And it is. Oh, you'll see what I mean. Just let me spawn a couple of these. You see, it is not well positioned. That's a bit to the right. It does work correctly, so it generates correctly, but you see it is incorrectly placed. So what I'll do here is I'll pause this for a second. I'll pause this, and let's select the woodcutter in the scene. We want to know, yes, this here. So let's compare this position. Yeah. So by default it is 0 relative to the parent on all dimensions, but let's see, something like this. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So we want this value, and when we spawn it or we place it back to its original location, when we drag it, maybe we have to reposition it a little bit. Okay, so for that we have to modify a bunch of scripts, a function, not scripts. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go to our tower script that all the towers have, and we want to create a bool that will let us know if these turrets has some offset. We need to place it a little bit differently, and then we want the value of the offset, so how much we want to move it, and then we have to use this in all the functions that spawn towers or move towers, because we want to do it at spawn, or when we drag a turret, but place it incorrectly, and we want to place it back to its original position. Okay. So let's do that first. Let's go to our tower script. Add a bool here. Where is it? Stats. Let's say other here. Other. So you want a public vector 3 position offset, and then we want the public bool has offset or other position offset, like this. And it's important that this offset here is relative to the holder, the turret holder. It is not in world space. Important to know. And now we have to do that everywhere when we spawn or move the towers. So let's go first to the game manager, but we do not have it here, so we have to open it first. And now that we have that bool, we can check if a tower has an offset, and in the future we can apply it to other towers as well if we need to. Okay, so this is the game manager script, and summary here we have the spawn random tower script, and in here when we spawn it, we spawn it at that holder position. But after that, let's check if that tower script, right, that we spawned, um, has offset. So if it has an offset, then we want to say that the position, so transform position, but not position, local position plus equal to that offset. So tower script position offset, right? And we do this if it's necessary. So we check if it has an offset. So we want to do that this here, but we also want to do it. We also want to do it in here. Spawn combined. So this is when we combine towers. We want to do this here as well. We just copy paste it. And we also want to do it when we reposition a tower. So let's say we take a tower, we drag it, but we do not place it correctly, and we want to send it back to its original position. When we do that, we also want to add that offset to the position relative to the holder. So you see it is a local position, not in world space. And we do that here on left click up. So when we release the mouse button, somewhere in here we send it back to its original position, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So if we cannot combine, if we do not hit a tower holder, and also if the holder is empty. So we have these three cases here, and we'll just copy paste a couple of things here, and we'll replace this with selected tower. So here we check if it has offset and offset. So we just have to rename this to selected tower, because that's the name of the script in this function here. And now we just copy it to each case. So these are the cases where we have to send the tower back to its original position. And now we have to go to each tower, each prefab, and for all the towers except the woodcutter, we have to set the has offset bool to false, because these do not have an offset. Yes, it is by default false. So let's make it true for the. But before that, actually, let me save that value from the woodcutter. Yes. Just let me comment it here so I don't forget it. Minus 0.1 f and minus 0. So that's the offset for the woodcutter. Okay, now we can close the scene. Sorry, stop the scene, and I believe we will not have time today to implement the upgrade system. So let's go to our woodcutter here, to the tower script, and select has position offset, so it's true now, and the position, it is this value here, this and like this, and now it should work now. It should be placed correctly. Let's see. Seems that it is correctly placed. Yep. But let's make more units and see. Yeah, that seems to be placed correctly. Because we have this issue because the tree is relative to the woodcutter, so the pivot is not correctly placed. But we do have a bug here, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yes, we do have a bug here, you see. And I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. That 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 is a little bit weird because let me try again. It changes its position. Let me see why that happens. Okay, let's see. Let's pause here and go to our woodcutter. Where is it? Oh, of course, yes. We cannot do it like this. Yes, the woodcutter. So it spawned correctly. You see, it spawned correctly. Let's unpause and try to move it in the scene. Okay. Yep. Okay. So it changes position. The issue is when we move it in the game manager script here on left click up. Yes. So for some reason it is placed incorrectly here. But okay. But yes, here you see this is not correct here because and actually, excuse me one second, I'll be right back. You see here we have an issue, and the issue is that this here works for all the other towers, but for this one it will not work. So we have to. I'll just comment this line. Okay. And let me try something different. Instead of transform, let me say here local transform, and I'll explain why. Sorry, not local position. Is equal to vector 3 0. So these towers are children of some tower holders, right? And instead of moving it in the world space, let's move it relative to the parent, so 0, relative to the parent. And we'll do that for each case because these are the cases where we have to move the tower back to its original position. And now I believe we don't even need this starting position. Yeah, you might not even need this this starting position. So I'll just comment it right now. All right. Let's make sure we do not have bugs before we Yes, we do have a bug. Let's see. It's not allowed. What it is? I don't know what that is, but it is not from my script, so it doesn't matter. How is tower has position offset determined? That is just a bool in the tower script that lets us know if we have to move it. If the pivot is incorrect, then we have to move it slightly to position it correctly. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, that actually works. So yeah, that works. Okay, we fixed it. So now it is working correctly. Yep. So what? Let me explain. Let me explain what we did here. Before we were when this tower spawned, right? Let me show you. We have a vector tree to save the starting position, so we know where it's spawned. Right? So in the start function, we save the position of the tower, so we know where it was his original position. But with the woodcutter, that starting position is incorrect. Uh, so we want to place it on 0 relative to the parent, and then add that offset to this. So instead, when we try to move a tower by clicking it, instead of sending it to that starting position in world space, we do it relative to the parent. So we place it in vector 3 0 relative to the parent. And then if we need if it has an offset, so if we have to move it because it is placed incorrectly, we move it relative to the parent. Again, we just add that offset here to the local position. So that's what we did here. So now this is fixed. Let me see how much time do we have. We do have like 30 minutes, but I'm not sure if this is enough time to add the upgrade system. But let me just explain what we need to do now. So these towers have you see they have where is it? I cannot see. Yes, they have a combined level. So when you combine two towers, the level increases, the combined level. And then we have the power level, which can be upgraded with coins. And we have to implement some UI and some code that will be for upgrading this power level. And this affects the damage of the towers and the power of the effects. But I don't think we have time today, unfortunately. So guess we'll stop here. I'll just keep it short today, and maybe some other time when we have more time, we'll implement that. Okay, so thank you very much, Wim, for being here. And I'll see you another time for the presentation.